University of Illinois Extension, inviting you to hear the daily closing market report weekday afternoons at 5:06, and on Saturdays tune in for Commodity Week with a review of the week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW AM, FM, and streamed online.
From the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. The Morning Show News streams online all the time to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Over 1,100 jobs are off the chopping block after Meta, the parent company of Facebook, inked an agreement with a Central Illinois power station. Beginning in 2027, Meta plans to purchase approximately 1.1 gigawatts of energy from Constellation's Clinton Clean Energy Center. The deal also increases the nuclear power facility's capacity by 30 megawatts, while contributing over $13 million annually in tax revenue. Illinois Manufacturers Association President and CEO Mark Denzler says the plan ensures the plant's operation until 2047.
It's an economic engine for Clinton. I grew up in Decatur, went to school in Bloomington, not far from Bloomington. And, they employ hundreds of workers who make really, really good wages. They pay a lot of taxes. So, it's great for the school district and the city that rely on the revenue from the plan. It's great for the 500 or 600 workers that will, make sure that they're employed for the next 20 years. And so, again, it's an economic engine. And then the importance of nuclear power to the state can't be underestimated. It is base generation. It is carbon-free power. And make sure as we work to meet climate goals, nuclear is an important part of that. And again, it's a really important moment for Constellation in the state of Illinois. Well, large power users, whether they're manufacturers or data centers or quantum, one of the most important things today when we talk to companies is the availability of power, in addition to workforce and some other key issues. But, right now, Blake, we're seeing record amount of power being requested, not only across the United States, but worldwide. Globally, we're seeing a user the size of Japan being placed on the global energy markets the last 2 years. And so as we've seen this tremendous growth from manufacturing and quantum and data centers, at the same time, we've seen a decrease in generation as gas plants and coal plants have shut down. So it's important for someone like Meta or a large manufacturer to make sure that they have power.
In a press release, Constellation Energy stated that the company plans to seek a new permit from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to construct an SMR at the Clinton site. As a part of the deal, the partnership includes a $1 million charitable investment over 5 years to benefit the city of Clinton. What was once a plan to breathe new life into and reduce traffic on 5th Street in Lincoln has become a smaller scale maintenance project. Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch indicates that all of the city's paperwork is completed and they were waiting on agreements with the Union Pacific Railroad Company. Well, now that agreement has been completed, things can keep moving forward.
Last year, toward the end of the year and early on in 2025, had made mention that we were still working on 5th Street. We were close. The city of Lincoln, we've got all of our paperwork done. As you mentioned in the last segment, government doesn't always move at a rapid pace. And so we're working with the railroad, Union Pacific, on a few things, and got some good news this week that Union Pacific is moving forward with approvals for our project. So got to let that paperwork work its way through, and then we'll get on the IDOT schedule. We keep pushing this down the road as we work through these. Hopefully we're looking at August now on this one. But the good news is things are moving, and we're still in constant communication with them about this project.
5th Street in Lincoln has been in disrepair for some time. Mayor Welch explains that while the original plan was to make the road wider, the costs became too expensive. Now the plan is to resurface the road and address drainage issues.
Well, if you're familiar with that corridor, It's going to be a complete resurface. There's also some drainage that we're working on. I don't know that we're necessarily widening the road out like we had liked to in the beginning, simply due to costs, but it'll be a long overdue new road that is much needed for that corridor for both the businesses and the residents that live out there. I don't know necessarily that the railroad has been doing a lot of work out there. I mean, they're constantly working on their crossings throughout the community and other communities as well. I mean, that road, it kind of gets little attention when it needs it. So some things have been done. Like one of the things that was going on out there that we worked on was some drainage for water that was impacting a community out there called Westminster. And so the city, we did I wouldn't say necessarily it's the longest of term, but it's a pretty good fix for some drainage issues. But we'll get a lot of that corrected with the project.
The city of Lincoln began work on the 5th Street project in late 2024, and although they have faced delays, they have an estimated completion date of August. Farmer City has been working to make the community safer by building a new sidewalk. On the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, City of Farmer City City Manager Taylor Baxter told Regional Radio that Farmer City received an Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program grant, or ITEP grant, for over $488,000 to put a new sidewalk on the south side of town.
Farmer City was awarded the ITEP grant.
Yeah.
That was a huge relief and a lot of time and effort. And I talked about this before. Was just Sue McLaughlin did a great job getting everything prepared with our engineers, with IDOT, to just be ready if we got that announcement that we got it, that we're ready to go. And that's where we're at. So Sue did a lot of the heavy lifting on this. I mean, it's a great thing, and it doesn't matter who gets the credit for it because it's a great thing for Farmer City. So this sidewalk, we got awarded $488,000, just a little bit above that, for a little over half a mile of sidewalk. To me, that is just crazy, the amount of money that goes into that. But it's really going to improve safety because there's people that walk. For those that don't know, it's from that four-way intersection in Farmer City. That's kind of our main intersection. The old Casey's that's there, and you head, would that be kind of north-ish along 54 to the newer Casey's a little bit past that. So it's about a half mile, and there's a lot of people that walk that ride their bikes, and certainly it's going to improve the walkability, rideability, and just safety overall. So we're really excited for that.
Now the city is moving on to the next steps and working with engineers to get the sidewalk plans approved. Baxter notes that it feels great to have some good news about the project.
We're kind of in the next phase. We're working with our engineers and we've sent everything off and we're kind of waiting now. But just huge news. Awesome things happening in Farmer City. We've got street projects that are going on. We've got another sidewalk project in town. It's called the Safe Route to Schools project. Again, it's another project that Sue worked on when she was here, and those things are continuing to move forward. Every day is something, man. It's a lot. Little Farmer City, I say this every time I'm on here. For such a small town, there's so many good things happening over there, and just lucky to be a part of it. We got great staff, great community, great council and mayor that are very supportive. So all good stuff happening. City doesn't always get the best rap, wherever you're at. It's just the government is bad. I've got my air quotes for those that can't see it on the radio. It's just nice to have good news. I love good news, and this is one of those good news stories that I'm going to continue to share until my last breath.
The sidewalk will cover a half-mile stretch along Route 54 on the south side of town, where pedestrians and bike riders are common. The McLean County Museum of History is giving community members an opportunity to learn about local history over lunch. Candace Summers, Director of Education for the museum, explains that on June 5th, State Farm Archivist Buck Farley will be joining them to teach about the history of the major company that was founded in Bloomington in 1922.
Usually our Lunch and Learn we have on the second Tuesday of the month. This is the first season that we've actually done summer ones. Typically we just do the academic year because a lot of students and people travel in the summer and they're gone. But we are so excited to have Buck Farley. He's the archivist at State Farm.
Summers invites the community to bring a packed lunch to the free event on June 5th at 12:10 p.m. Learn more at mchistory.org/events. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
If your heart beats for the heartland, for the pace and rhythm of the life we enjoy here, you'll be relieved to know you're close to experts who can care for your heart if it falls out of rhythm or the pace is not what it should be. At Prairie Cardiovascular, our doctors have a passion for pursuing advances in care, for providing the right treatment at the right time, whatever your needs. When you choose Prairie Cardiovascular, you'll know your heart is in the right place.
The WHOW Morning Show is now video streamed live on the WHOW WEZC DeWittDailyNews.com Facebook page and on the new WHOW TV YouTube channel. Watch Morning Show host Seth Lawrence interview guests live, as well as watch archived video podcasts of any interview you missed. Whether on Facebook or YouTube, we're providing 2 more ways that Central Illinois' local news station, WHOW, delivers compelling content for you.
There's a reason WHOW is the Big 1520 across Central Illinois. That's because anytime the sun is up, you can hear WHOW's big signal from Jacksonville to Peoria, from Pontiac to the Indiana state line, and to Charleston and Effingham. Anywhere you travel in Central Illinois, take WHOW, the Big 1520, with you in your car, truck, or tractor. Just another reason why WHOW is Central Illinois' news, agriculture, and talk station.
Find out how you and your family can save up to 40% on the meat, produce, and grocery items you use every day by clicking the Clinton Save a Lot icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Jay Peterson here from Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton, Farmer City, and Marilla. Find out how Pekin Insurance can give you peace of mind by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm George Williams. Well, 2 extra inning games, both the LA teams. It was the Angels defeating the Red Sox 4-3 at Fenway in 10 innings, and the Dodgers flipped tables on the Mets the night before. The Mets won in extra innings. Last night it was the Dodgers in 10, 6-5. Elsewhere, Rays over the Rangers 6-1, Orioles over the Mariners 5-1, White Sox down the Tigers 8-1, Twins over the Athletics 10-3, Royals beat the Cardinals 10-7. Shutout, Astros beat the Pirates 3-0, Rockies over the Marlins 3-2, Padres beat the Giants 3-2, Yankees beat the Guardians 3-2. Reds over the Brewers 4-2, Phillies beat the Jays 8-3, Cubs over the Nationals 8-3, Diamondbacks beat the Braves 8-3. In the French Open, Lorenzo Musetti beat Francis Tiafoe in 4 sets. Defending champion Carlos Alcaraz defeated Tommy Paul in straight sets. Their one semifinal, Musetti and Alcaraz. Today it's Sinner and Bubek, Zverev and Djokovic. SRN Sports. French Open, the women's side, yesterday, Aryna Sabalenka defeated Zheng Wang, and 3-time defending champ Iga Swiatek defeated Elina Svitolina. So the semifinal for one of the matches will be Sabalenka against Swiatek. And then today you have 2 Americans, Madison Keys and Coco Gauff, on the clay court, and you have Mira Andreeva and Lois Boissin playing in the other match to set up the women's singles semifinal. NHL Stanley Cup Finals begin tonight with the defending Stanley Cup champion Panthers at Edmonton to face the Oilers. NBA Finals begin tomorrow, the Thunder and the Pacers. Horse racing looking ahead to Saturday's Belmont Stakes. Sovereignty, the winner of the Kentucky Derby, and Journalism, the winner of the Preakness, will be going head-to-head along with the other horses. Basketball, Tom Thibodeau fired as coach of the New York Knicks. And sad news from the world of football, former Minnesota Vikings great defensive end Jim Marshall passed at 87, one of the Purple People Eaters. This is SRN Sports.